Flosstube. Welcome to my channel. My name is Mandy and this is my channel, Homegrown and Handmade, which is my my Instagram name. Thank you all for joining me if this is your first time. If you are returning watchers, I know how valuable everyone's time is, and so I appreciate you spending a little time with me. So jumping right in, there's a special reason that I am filming this Flosstube video today. So I will excitedly get to that in a little bit. But life update so far for me. So I am going to be 40 weeks pregnant tomorrow. At my appointment last week, I was maybe starting to dilate a little bit, but little guy is growing a little bit small. So my OB is a little hesitant to let me go past my due date. So I have an appointment coming up, and she will decide whether or not she is going to let me go natural into labor or whether or not I will be induced. So that is exciting. I am ready to have him out and about. I've been getting migraines with this pregnancy, and so they've been increasing over the past couple days, and the migraine itself isn't bad, but the aftermath is not the funnest. I'm tired and emotional for some reason, so I'm hoping that the fact that they're increasing is a good sign that my hormones are kind of revving up and getting ready to push this little guy out. So this will probably be my last video for at least a month. We'll see. I don't know what to expect postpartum. I've read just bad things about the sleep deprivation and all that. So we will see, but we are super excited to meet him. I'm going to include a little nursery tour at the end of this video as well. So if you want to kind of watch that, that'll be there. There are a few cross-stitch pieces that my sister made that are hung in there. And then my mom is stitching him a birth announcement. And so we need to wait, of course, until he's born so she can add in the final details of his birthday and weight and all that. And then I have a spot ready for that to be hung up once she FFOs that. So Tina, if you're watching this, you got to FFO it while you're up here helping take care of me and baby James. So that's baby update. Other life updates, not too much going on. I did Discovery Plus. So I got a trial, like a week trial of that. It's like $5, I think, a month. But I am loving watching Discovery Plus. So I've been watching, of course, they have the Fixer Upper Homecoming, the new season. So I watched all that, and of course everything's beautiful. Joanna Gaines has her show, or her cooking show, Magnolia Table, which I really like. I tried a recipe from her. Well, I have the cookbook, or the first volume of the cookbook. So I tried a recipe that she showed on the show, but that's also in her cookbook. And if I can figure it out, I'll insert a picture. It was kind of your classic Pinterest fail. Did not turn out like it should have. Tasted decent. So we will try it again because it was pretty fun to make, but with a few tweaks. There's a show on there, Florette Farm. I love Florette. Just looking at her flowers is absolutely beautiful. And I bought a few of her seeds this year, and so those are planted in the ground, and we'll see what happens with those. And then there's another show on there called The Lost Kitchen. So I'm obviously a cooking show fan. So The Lost Kitchen, she just released a book too. Erin French, I think is her name. But it's super fun to, I don't know, I just like watching it, and it's something that you watch and you leave feeling like you didn't waste your time watching it, if that makes sense. And so I've been a big Discovery Plus fan recently. So if you want to try it, you get, I think, a week free, and it's $5 a month or so. But I have been getting my $5 worth out of it recently. Others, I've been trying to watch more Flosstube. I have a hard time finding ones that I kind of click with, so to speak. Not click with, but that have a similar style, I guess, to the cross stitching that I like to do. I do like to watch ones that have different styles, of course, to kind of give me inspiration and expand my horizons. But if you guys want to just comment what your favorite floss tuber is, I would love to have a list going so I can kind of go through those and watch a bunch of them. And then I've realized since making a floss tube that I need to have a journal or something to keep track of my projects, because I am absolutely terrible at keeping track of mostly what fabric it's stitched on and then what floss I use. I know if I use the called for colors, but if I sub out any colors, I'm not sure what. So I have like a little notebook that I'm going to try to start keeping track of everything. I've thought about using the cross stitch tracker that's on Fat Quarter Shop, and so if any of you guys have it and like it and use it, let me know. I don't keep track of time or stitches, number of stitches I put in or anything like that. But if you guys use it and like it, let me know, and I will look at investing money in that. So that's all for life updates that I can think of. So we will get into stitching. So I'm very proud of myself. I have 2 finishes, not fully finished, but 2 finished cross stitches. One I'm super, super pumped about because I did not think I would get this done this year, if I'm being honest. But once I picked it back up, I just could not put it down. So the one that I have finished is Madame Chantilly's Celebrate the 4th of July. So that's it. When I stitched it, I was not the biggest fan of this little eagle guy, so I just left him off, and it looks great. It is much larger than I initially thought. It is stitched on, I did have to look this up because I threw away the package, 28 count Witchell linen. So I'll get like a big picture of it, hopefully, from the back. So I mean, it's huge, and I just love it. Some kind of close-up pictures or video. So I mean, I love the cup. I just love everything about it. It came out so, so, so beautiful. And again, it's massive. So I was so, so, so proud of myself for this finish. I am the type of cross stitcher that I've been doing this for 2 years now. 2 years cross stitching a lot for 2 years. And apparently I still can't count to this day. I hope some of you are like that. There are a lot of mistakes in here as far as me miscounting or something, but one thing that's really great about this pattern, which I was not anticipating, is that it is very easy to cover your mistakes to where you don't have to rip out half of what you've already stitched. So that, again, like the tray is a different, anyways, lots of mistakes, but I mean, you'll never know. I have forgotten where all of the mistakes are at, and so I'm so happy, because there are a lot of patterns that are not like that, where if you do miscount, you have to rip it all out. But I was able to fudge it on this one, and so I was super, super happy about that. I do have a plan to FFO it, so I went walking at Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby. We need to talk about Hobby Lobby. Last week after my doctor's appointment, and I found out that I might be induced. I know that I need to walk more, and that can help kind of get things going. So I texted my husband, and I was like, hey, can I go to Hobby Lobby after work to walk and obviously shop? So he made me do an errand for him first, and he said that my reward could be that I went to Hobby Lobby. So I went to Hobby Lobby last week, just to walk mostly, but also shop, of course. And it hasn't been that long since I've been to Hobby Lobby. Like, I go probably at least once a month. But when did this whole 40% off one item coupon go away? Like, I had no idea that happened. So I found something that I thought would look great to FFO that. And then I found that wooden shelf thing that Priscilla and Chelsea had on their channel with the glass jar and the hooks on the bottom. And so I got those. I just got one of them. My mom wants one as well. And so I was going to use my 40% off on one and then probably go back and use it again on another. And then I found something to FFO this on, but I knew that I wasn't going to do that anytime soon because that takes a lot of my energy and my stress level. I mean, not my stress level, my patience level is kind of kaput. So I'm waiting to check out and I'm looking on my phone for this 50 or this 40% off coupon and it's not there. So I just had no idea that they got rid of that coupon at all. So I was bummed. I put stuff back. Obviously, it's very hard for me to buy things that are not on sale unless it's stitchy or quilty or something related. So I didn't get any of that. I got a lot of their Easter stuff was half off, or no, 75% off. So I got some of those. Again, I'm not the biggest Easter fan decoration wise. And so I got some stuff for that. I got a few things for my mom. So if you're watching this, you have a few surprises coming your way when you come visit me in a week to help me take care of a newborn. Yay! And then I was waiting until these things went on sale, and then I'll go buy and get them, of course. So insomnia has been kicking my butt for the past couple days, and I get so irritated when I can't fall asleep. So Saturday night, I was up from like 1 to 5, and of course when I'm up, I'm gonna shop. So I shopped and I went on Hobby Lobby. And I just added all this stuff that I wanted to my cart. So a lot of DMC for something that I'll show you in a minute. And then I added the wooden thing that Priscilla and Chelsea have. I added 2 of those. And then I added the thing to finish this off. And I added something that I'm going to hopefully put up in my sewing room to help organize a few things. And lucky for me, so the weekly ad resets Sunday. So lucky for me, the big things that I wanted, so that wooden thing and then the blue, or the thing I'm going to FFO this 4th of July on, were 50% off. And so Hobby Lobby shipping is not cheap. Not cheap, people. And the more you buy, the more expensive it gets. It's not one of those where you spend $80 and get free shipping. But they had, they had something, I think through the weekend, it ended Sunday, where if you spend $50, you get free shipping. So I got quite a few things from hobbylobby.com, which is the first time I've ever ordered online from them. So I'm interested to see kind of how their shipping is and all that good stuff. But I do have, hopefully, everything I need to FFO this once I get the energy and time and everything to do that. So it's going to be up and done by Christmas. By 4th of July. That's my goal. So I'm super pumped about that finish. And then the second finish I have is the Bloom Chalk Fold Jar by Hands On Design. Her collaboration with Priscilla. So this, again, I got these kits from Fat Quarter Shop where they sent you one every quarter. I didn't like the red jar too much, and so I did change that out. I flipped the red with the blue ribbon. I love stitching these jars for whatever reason. They are so easy for me to stitch, and they go fast, and I just really like it. Sorry, I don't have my fabric folded properly. So this is the jar, and it just came out so cute. I love it. I think if I had a do-over, so this is more spring, so it's supposed to be obviously spring. If I had a do-over, I would probably choose a lighter red or like a pinkish red instead of a red for the bow and the other flowers. But I mean, again, love it. Love how it turned out. I used all the call for colors. I just switched the blue and the red. So I already have a tray or a stand that I have these on. So I have the Christmas one and the August sunflower one done. And so I have everything that I need to FFO that. And so again, it's just getting my lazy button gear to do it. So those are my 2 finishes. Again, super proud of myself for those. So yay. I have 2 whips. So the first is my cross stitch stocking. So this is the cross stitch stocking kit that I am making for my son, who will be hopefully joining us soon. So I will try to insert a picture of what it was like the last time I filmed this Flosstube in here, so you get an idea, because I feel like I've gotten quite a good amount of progress on it. And then here is where I am at now. I got some strings in the way. So this is it's really not bad to stitch. I really like stitching on this. This weekend, worked on this patch of browns right here. And if you can see the kind of medium brown where my finger is, that brown, stitched the complete wrong color. The whole thing, wrong color. It took me like 30 minutes to rip it out. I was so aggravated with myself. But we fixed it. I ripped it, stitched it in the right color, and so this is the stocking update. So I'm super excited. I think I say that too much, super excited. There are so many colors on here. One thing that I do really like that I use with this is the design board by Lori Holt that you can get on Fat Quarter Shop. It's just like the batting behind it. But I just stick all my extra threads on here. I don't know where I'd be without this thing. It doesn't look organized, but it is. That's a 10 by 10 one. But anytime I have a big project that has a lot of threads, that I have a lot of unused threads that are used at the top of the piece and I'm not anywhere close to that, I like to use those. And Lori Holt has a great tutorial on her YouTube on how to make those, and it seems, I watched it, it looks pretty easy, and so I really do want to intend to make smaller ones. So this one's in a 10 by 10, so it's pretty big. Doesn't fit in my bags or anything, and so I do want to make like a 6 by 6 one or something, or several 6 by 6 ones, so I can put those in my project bags and keep my extra floss on there, because it really keeps it organized for me instead of in this big clump of floss. So that is one of my whips. My other whip, I told myself that once I finished the 4th of July tray, I would start on a 4th of July piece that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And that is the next chock-full jar. So this is the first one that they came out with. It was for a retreat, I think. And it's the Liberty chock-full. And this is, because it was a retreat piece, this is one where they didn't release it until a year after the retreat, which I completely understand. And so I started on that one. And so this is my progress so far on that. I like to stitch most of the white first and then just fill it in. I did have to rip twice on this one. And so I put it down for a little bit, went to bed, woke up the next day and worked on it some more. So this one, I'm not holding my breath that I'll get it done for 4th of July this year, but it'd be really nice if I did. Really, really nice. So I'm working on that. So those are my 2 whips. I don't have any other whips because I had 2 finishes. So I did good. And haul. So haul is one of the reasons why I wanted to film this video, because I have a pretty good amount of haul for me, and I'm going to get even more coming up, and I just didn't want to overload y'all with haul. So my last video, I talked about trying to decide on a new project to start. And there were 3 options. One was the Santa baby, which I'll show you that in a minute. One was the Stitchy Stars by, I think, Lori Holt. And then one was and Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch is doing a Stitchy Star Sew Along. And then one is the Flea Market Flowers that Fat Quarter Shop is doing a Sew Along starting June 1, I think. So I've decided that I'm going to do the Flea Market Flowers. I did a poll on Instagram, and that's the one that won out on the poll. So I'm going to do the Flea Market Flowers Sew Along. That starts in June, which it's good because that gives me time with the baby to not have anything that not have to work on, because we don't have to do anything. But anyways, I like the start date of that one. Obviously the pattern's beautiful, and my mom's doing that one, so we can do it together. So that's my first piece of haul. So I got the Flea Market Flowers pattern. It's just beautiful. So I got the DMC for this from Hobby Lobby. Most of it, they were out of 2. So I got it for me and my mom. And then I wasn't really into getting like the floss keeps or anything like that. But my mom wanted the floss keep for this, and so I said, what the heck, I'll just get it and use it and see how much I like it. Sorry for the crinkling. So I got the floss keep for this one. And apparently you can write the numbers on the back with pencil and erase them. I did get a few packs of these little DMC stickers. Let me see. I don't know if any of you use these. But they just have the DMC number and this little sticker you can put on there. If any of you use them, let me know how much you like them, if you like them at all. And then I got this, what is it? 25 Lugana oatmeal from Lori Holt that I'm going to stitch this on. This is my first time using Lugana. I've been pretty boring, I guess is a good word, with my fabric choices. For the longest time, I just did 28 count Monaco even weave that I tea-dyed myself. But I have been branching out more, and I want to try more. So again, like that Celebrate was on linen. That's the first time I've ever stitched on linen. I'm trying to branch out with my color choices, because most of what I choose is brown unless it's on the chalkboard. So I'm excited to try Lugana. This is my first time using Lugana and kind of see how I like it. But so that's my new start that's the stitch along that I will be joining. I still had to get this pattern because it's beautiful. So I got this pattern as well. The Stitchy Stars pattern by Lori Holt. And then I got the floss that came with it. So I did get the fancy floss, the called for Weeks Dye Works, and they are just beautiful. And I've seen several people on Instagram who have been stitching this, and I just love how the variegated floss looks, in particular this pink. So I mean, even in the camera you can see how variegated this pink looks, but it looks so good whenever I see people stitching. It looks so beautiful. So I will start this at some point, not now of course, but I have everything ready to go when I am ready to start it. And then I need a little bit extra to get free shipping from Fat Quarter Shop, because if I'm going to pay $5 for shipping, I'm just going to add on $5 of cross stitch stuff and get free shipping. So I also got this as haul. So these are the Stitchy cards by Lori Holt. I want to get one for every season, and I really just want to find a good way to FFO these, so I can put it on my wall or something and just change them out for every season. And so this is probably going to be the one that I use for spring, summer. And these look like really quick stitches. I've been wanting these for a while, so I figured, what the heck. So that is my haul. And the main reason that I wanted to film this video today is, wait for it, I got some stitchy kindness, y'all, and it was just completely unexpected. So after my last video, someone reached out to me. Her name is Deborah McGrath, and I'll link her Instagram here, and said that she had an extra Santa baby pattern that she wasn't going to use, and she'd like to send it to me. And I was just completely blindsided by that. So I remember like screenshotting it and texting my mom, and I'm like, someone wants to send me something. So of course I was like, yeah, I'd love it, because I've been eyeing that chart for forever, and probably would have added it to my haul that I just got. So she sent me over what I was expecting to be the chart. Y'all, it was not just the chart. She sent over the entire Stitch Quarterly kit that it came with. And I opened it up, and I honestly felt like it was Christmas morning. I was so surprised, so thankful. So if you're watching this, Deborah, I appreciate it so much. There is a card coming your way. I felt like it was Christmas. I was so stinking excited. So I will show you everything in here. I'm always a little hesitant to do like clubs like that where you don't know what patterns you're getting, because I don't stitch several holidays. Like I don't really do Valentine's Day. I don't do Easter that much. I just hop straight to spring. But the Santa one was one that I would have loved to have gotten, because I just loved the pattern. I loved everything in it. So this whole thing came with, number one, these little floss bitties. It came with all of the DMC for it. So I did spend some time, I watched like a little tutorial on how to, I guess, add DMC to floss bitties. So I will include that video link down below as well. So I added all the DMC, so it came with all the DMC. I added them all to the floss bitties. I'm just so excited. And there's lots of white because his beard. And so, look how pretty. I was just so excited. I was so excited. So I added all that floss there. It came with a needle case that has a needle in it and a little magnet. And of course it came with the pattern. So this is Santa Baby. And I just love how vintage and retro this looks. And then y'all, it came with the most beautiful fabric ever. I'm gonna open it up so I can show you. But it's 14 count Ada by Zweigart, and it's minty green. I love the color, but it's got some shimmers in it as well, if you can see that. Some glitter, and it's just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. We're gonna see how good my editing is, because my husband called and interrupted my video. Anyways, I don't know where I was at, but the most beautiful fabric that came with this. So the reason I wanted to share this with y'all is because I don't know if you can tell in the pattern, but this is, what's it called? Where it's all stitchy, no white space or blank space. But it really looks like an easy stitch. So you can just easily outline the red and then fill it in, and outline the white and then do the black and then just fill the white in. And so when I got this, I thought that this would be the perfect thing to, number one, had to start it, obviously. But I thought it'd be the perfect thing to do postpartum if I can get it outlined quite a bit now, because it'll just be where I can just sit there and not have to think and not have to count and just fill it in. Because if I have to count and I mess it up and the hormones, and I just think it's going to be a disaster. So I'm so pumped about starting this now and trying to get it outlined real fast so I can just have it ready postpartum. So if I have a break here or there to help me feel a little bit more like myself, I can just whip it out and stitch it. So I was so excited to get this. Thank you so much. It completely blindsided me, So that is everything that I have for y'all. Quilting has been a no-go, so there will be no quilting segment in this video. I do have a garden tour, so I'll attach that at the end as well with the quick nursery tour. But I'm excited to see y'all after I have a baby and have the little guy probably sleeping on me while I film this. So wish me luck. I'm ready. I'm so ready. I think every woman at the end of pregnancy is just ready. I'm not scared of labor. I'm just ready for it to be here so I can just do it and then have him and not be pregnant anymore. So I will see y'all probably in about a month or two with my next Flosstube. So thank you guys for watching. And if you want to watch the garden part of the video, hang tight, and then I will tack on a nursery tour at the very end. Alright, so it is garden update time. The first exciting thing is that we got this new bench right here. So the frame had a bench on it and it broke last year, I think. The wood was just rotted. It was super old. So we got that new one. And I just absolutely love swinging on it. But starting over here, so tomatoes are going really well. Last time I talked about how I mulched with the straw because it was my husband's idea. Well, come to find out, it has straw seed in it. And so I have all these little lovely weeds that are growing everywhere. But the hard part is that these little suckers are very, very stout. So they are a pain to pull up. And they just take a lot of effort. So they will be with me all season. But the tomatoes are looking good. We've got several ones that have blooms on them. So I'm super excited about that. You can see these right there. And I'll show you some. I have some baby tomatoes, which is nice. This is my tomatillo plant. It's the first time I've grown this, but it's quite big. So again, I'm excited to see what that looks like. And then over here, the zucchini are looking good. Oregano is just exploding, and then the thyme is trying to hold its own. And then this giant plant that last time I wasn't sure what it was actually turns out to be bee balm, which I've tried and wanted to grow for a while, and apparently it's one I think that doesn't bloom for a year. So this is its second year, so I'm anxiously awaiting to see if it blooms on me. Bees love it apparently, so I'm super, super excited about that. These little guys are green onions that I planted. They are holding their own, so we will see what happens with those. And then over here in the strawberry patch, so strawberry plants, supposedly the first year you plant them, they don't produce much. So all of these are pretty much new. So those I'm not expecting too much off of. They do produce little tiny deformed strawberries. These are old, so I have one that's turning pink. And then we can see more beautiful straw seed. But we have quite a few strawberries. Let me find it good. So like quite a few strawberries in here. So I'm anxious and excited to watch those turn. And then the spinach is doing great. I need to pick a lot of it. And I planted some more spinach seed here that's not doing as well. Just so I can have a second crop. And then this is kale. So kale and kale. And then more kale. So that's looking good. And then all the lettuce is doing great. More tomatoes. So again, look at all that beautiful straw seed that I get to weed. This guy I'm super excited about. It's the first time I've grown. But these are black cherry tomatoes. So we have, I'm sorry it's not zooming or focusing, but we have little tiny baby black cherry tomatoes. So I'm super pumped about those. I have been doing better with these as far as pulling or pinching the suckers. So the suckers are these little guys that grow between the main stalk and a leaf or a plant stem. So I've been doing good about picking those off because that's supposed to help encourage growth. So we will see what happens with these, but all the tomatoes are looking great. We put some cow panels up so that I can tie them to that to stabilize them because tomatoes just go crazy. And then here we have the peppers that are doing good. They like heat, and we've had a pretty cool spring so far. And then we've got the radishes that are still doing great. I just can't pick them enough. I mainly have been eating them with salads. So those are looking good. And then the carrot patch is doing pretty good. This lovely spot right here where you see nothing is where the very, very friendly outdoor cats that belong to my neighbors just like to use this as a litter box. So that's super fun and irritating. But I remind myself that they probably keep the snakes away, so I forgive them. And that is it, guys. That is the garden update. Alright, so here is the quick garden tour. Nursery tour, guys. Nursery tour. Alright, so as we walk in, we have this wall for him. So this spot right here is where my mom's birth announcement cross stitch is going to go. My husband was super happy to hang up his antlers in here. Our crib is a crib changing table combo because this is a pretty small room. And then we made this J to go over his crib. We have a quilt ladder. So I got this ladder at Hobby Lobby. And it was maybe $40. It was on sale. My husband was going to build one, but I'm like, heck, for $40, I'll just save you 5 hours of work. So we got that. It's stacked full of quilts. So I got so many quilts from so many people. I'm just love them all. There's even more in the crib because we have so many of them. And then this is the quilt that my sister made. So that's the quilt ladder, and then I've got a quilt that my mom made for him on the back of the glider. So we have this wall, and those are the 3 cross-stitch pieces that my sister made for his baby shower. So that's a little deer and a little raccoon and then a bear, and they just look so stinking cute in here. And then his little bookcase. It's the closet where we have all his fun storage at. And then we have this ruler so we can measure him. So that's the quick little nursery tour. Just to give you guys one more look at it. My husband was very confused as to why we have a nursery, but he's going to be spending the night with us for the first couple of months. He was not happy about it. All right, guys. Y'all have a great day.